Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. This is a real short one. It's in response to a question asked by Elaine. How do you make a spring for a Jorgensen clamp? At least I think she's talking about a Jorgensen clamp, because she's talking about a spring that goes in behind the clamp plates. Well, the Jorgensen, if you want to disassemble it, you just have to slide these pieces out. The easiest way to do that is to pull up and out. Then push this forward, pull up and out. Pull them all at once, or one at a time, doesn't matter. Crap. To remove the spring, pull back and lift up and push that forward and it pops right out. A little easier to put it back in than it is to take it out. You just slide it down in and make sure that notch in the spring goes over that little casting piece. And to put the plates back in, this ponies towards the outside so that you can see it easier. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it works both ways, but that's the way it came apart. You slide that underneath the spring, then down through the little pocket on the bottom, underneath the spring. Then to put the next one in, you slide it under the first one, like that, and the first one acts as a guide. Just let the second one slide in. Slides in just like that. And there you go. It's a little easier to put on than the Craftsman, because all you have to do is just slip it on. You don't have to pull up any levers or anything. To make it release, you push on that like that, lets it slide back and forth. When you let go, it puts this at an angle. The harder you push on this, the more it tries to drive that through the pipe and locks it on tight. Doesn't do anywhere near the damage to the pipe that the Craftsman does. Once again, take it out. Just slide that stack out like that. Pull up on the spring, pop it over that boss, and pop it out like that. Now the center loop is 1.25 inches, and it's 1.75 inches between the inside to inside on that. So you end up with about a 5/8 gap in there. And that's not critical. Now I don't happen to have a piece of spring wire, but we're going to use this as an example. What you're trying to do, whether this is a 3/4 or a 1/2 inch clamp, is all the same thing. This spring is big enough to slide over that. And it's big enough that when you put it in there, it latches. So that's your limitation on the thing. You just wrap the spring around the pipe and you only need one loop. Now this is a rough approximation of that. See how that looks? And if you make it the same size as this thing, it's going to just drop right in there and latch up just like the regular one. That's 62 thousandths wire, so 1/16 inch. And it's spring steel wire. You have to have spring steel wire, otherwise this kind of wire is going to not work very well. This kind of wire, really nice and stiff, holds its shape. But you can see it's just two simple loops split like this. It just looks easy when somebody else is doing it. Even pros have problems. Practice makes perfect, and it looks easy after you've done it a few dozen times. You just want to make sure that this goes underneath that wire and underneath the two loops down there in the bottom. Slips through. See how it's underneath that wire? Then this one goes under like that. And the next one. And finally the fourth one. There. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. I mentioned the Craftsman a couple of times. Let me know if you want to see that one.